All right. Hello, hello, hello. This is episode 152. I'm here with Leo Era. This is season 3 of the Mental Threads podcast. So what up, so what up? How you doing today, sir?
Great, bro.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know I had you on season 2 of the Mental Threads podcast. I forget what number it was because like there's just so many episodes and everything. I know we spoke a whole lot about society, spirituality, and even like stuff like family ties. And as mentioned before, you were Sierra Leonean, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, Sierra Leone, and we were pretty much going to discussion about just life through college and just your transition from that into music and stuff of that nature. Where you feeling at this point of your career? Like you're pretty much at stagnancy, you're going forward, like, or yeah, how are you feeling?
With music?
Yeah, just music wise.
Man, so last time we talked, I was still consistently dropping music back then.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a little hiatus, I guess, for about a year and a half. I took down all my music. Started 2024, I started re-uploading again.
Oh.
I think we're back to 17, 18 songs.
Oh, okay. And like, what made you want to go that route to just want to take your music off and then start up anew?
It's good to reset, bro. It's good to reset. A lot's happening in life. I had family members get sick and stuff, changing locations. So I wanted to make sure I was making music that was reflecting what I wanted to put out there. So just took a break.
Okay, so it's just from contrast to what you used to put out to what you put out now, what do you feel like is the biggest contrast?
Man, biggest contrast. I think just being more insightful, understanding life better, society, how everything moves and works with each other, and putting that into the music, making sure it's reflected in that way.
So you say there's a little bit more maturity in your music right now. Okay, I mean, I still have my mixtape from 2021 that's still up and everything. I still keep it up, even though it's just I don't really put it out there as much as I feel like I should and everything, because it's just I feel like there was more life that needed to be lived and everything. And just on top of that, it's just your mindset from when you're first beginning to where you're kind of going deeper and deeper in what the messages you want to put out and everything. I feel like it's good to kind of keep your projects out to kind of see where you came from. Okay, this is where I start off at this point, and this is where I am now, and then you kind of acknowledge the changes in between. For instance, when T.I. was first beginning, you know how rough T.I. was and everything, from the early trap era, Atlanta, and then. Yeah, and then started dropping. I hate that his most famous song now was the one with Robin Thicke. The Hey Hey Hey.
Yeah, it's a good song though.
I mean, it's catchy, but I don't know, man. I'm so used to I'm Serious or the T.I. versus T.I.P. T.I.
Yeah,
That's just
versus TIP.
Yeah, I really also what was that one that song he did? It's just that album. I forget. I think Paper Trail was it called? Yeah, Paper Trail. It's because it's just I feel like it was kind of showing growth to that degree too. It was just he was just kind of transitioning from I'm leaving all this stuff in the past and this is who I'm becoming now and everything, and then it just kind of moved on forward to that direction for T.I. And that's what I really like with Jay-Z, from a lot of his other projects. And then you see 444, it's just okay, this is a project that Jay-Z should drop at this age. Would you say that you became more conscious of just where you were at life and just wanted your music to just kind of reflect that?
Me or Jay-Z?
Just you.
Definitely, man. Definitely, you got to be more conscious of what you're putting out there into the world. You don't want to.
Nah, I know. I was because he didn't put the light last time. What's going on? I was okay. Does it look better that way?
Show it well, bro.
Okay. Melanin glistening, I suppose. Nothing wrong with that, but it's oh Lord. That's staying in the episode, by the way. I'm not cutting that out. No, you gotta keep it raw.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
It's just putting out music and maturity. I'm an older brother. I got little brother and a little sister. So I gotta think about when they listen to music and stuff like that. I backed up my fault.
That's okay. So
I just got. It's just a responsibility thing, man. Know what you put out there.
And you're the oldest, correct?
Correct.
And it's is the age gap between your siblings kind of large? You're kind of so not neck and neck, basically. Okay, because I got a younger brother, and it's he's literally 2 years younger than me. He turns 24 this year and everything, and I'm 26, so it's just it'd be like 2 years and some months. So it's it's kind of close, but kind of not really. You know what I mean? So it's just would you say that in a sense you're kind of a surrogate parent to your siblings?
Man, I don't know how to answer that one. it's just my bro, you know. Like, it's my homie. Like he's got his mom and his dad. That's just my bro. Like it's his birthday next week. We going out, turning up.
Oh, okay. How old is he turning?
21.
Oh no, you should bring him to Onyx. You know I work at Onyx, right?
Still, you work over there?
Yeah, on the weekends.
I'm not bringing him to Onyx. I'll be sure it's not happening.
What's wrong with Onyx?
I'm not taking him there for his 21st. you can figure that out.
Okay, it's no problem. It's no problem. It's all right. We all got
You
our
taking
own
your brother to
problems.
Onyx for his 21st?
I mean, he's 24 now. I wouldn't mind taking him there. It's just like it is what it is. It's like really because I'm there all the time, so it's just background noise to me at this point. So I'm so used to being there. Oh, hold up. I think it's like one of my. I'm just they can just text me. My apologies. In the middle. My apologies for that, by the way.
Oh, it's your show, bro.
Yeah, it's no big deal. All right, cool. But it's like, yeah. So you just want to pretty much set up like a better example and everything in terms of just where you are and who you are as a person, and like how would you say is like one of the biggest changes and differences from you now from the person like you
Taking
used
care
to
of
be?
responsibilities, bro. Putting yourself in better positions and doing what you got to do to advance yourself and the people around you. So working harder, where it's either working more, figuring out a way to make better money. Legal way, that's how I push it, the legal way, or like going back to school, things like that. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
do what you want to do.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that heavy, bro, because it's just like, because I'm like the eldest out of my grandfather's grandchildren, like in America. So it's just like, well, at all, pretty much in general, he ain't got no grandkids in Liberia, but still, it's like, so considering how we're like the first generation that's born in this country and everything, it's just like, you have to set a lot of standards for not only yourself, but even like for generations further. It's like, so it's like, I feel like it can be a lot of pressure, especially in this time and age, like it's not how it used to be where it's like anybody can find a job or you can leave high school and pretty much be all right. Like now you got to get multiple degrees. You got to like know a trade. You got to get a certification if you really want to live on it, or people just scam and like just sell drugs or whatever, and then or do both. A lot of people do both, and it's just like it can be very tempting, because it's just like from trying to hop from one job. I just found like a dope job that I could pretty much stick with, but it's like at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm in the wrong department. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'd be in a better department, but it still pays good, so I would just willing to just learn what I got to learn until I go to another department if it's possible.
Well, I mean, bro, what you're doing right now with this podcast is a good way of setting yourself up, for what you want to do. You're just about sticking to it. Like, I think it's cool, like, when people got a main job and they got, like, a side hustle that they do more than the main job, Like, oh, yeah, I'm here from 8 to 5, but I'm on my other hustle from 6 to 3 a.m., 4 a.m., type shit. So, you see those, like, them dudes out there on YouTube, those motivational guys. They're like, you should be spending more time doing what you want to do than like working your main job. So like, I guess that just comes down to the hustle, of it all. It doesn't even have to be like selling drugs or scamming, bro. It's just whatever kind of hustle you want to do with the podcast. I don't know where you want to go with it, what you want it to look like, what success looks like for you with the podcast, but
I feel like success for me just kind of looks like it could be beneficial for like the people that I'm actually interviewing, like, because I even said it before, like I was really trying to I got like all the artists I've interviewed, I got them all in one playlist, just in case of like people I try to send them my podcast. I also follow up with just sending them like a link to that playlist as well. Like if you really like this episode, you like this artist, there's a bunch of other artists that you might like as well. So like if they listen to another artist and listen on a shuffle mode to listen to a whole different artist and they really like the other artist too, it's like, oh, I need to check out that episode. What does this guy think about her? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, when building a fan base, it's very important to build like a sense of familiarity with that fan base. Like when you think about Kobe, you think about like, okay, this is a guy that works hard. This is a guy that's serious. And you think about like the coldest moments, like old dude tried to throw a basketball in his face and he didn't flinch at all. It's things like that. Like, yeah, you got to lock in like, who that person is as a personality. Like, oh, I relate to him, or I see his perspective on this matter, and it just kind of goes on from there. So success for me is entirely just, just working to where it's like it can be more beneficial for the people I'm talking to and interviewing. You know what I mean? It's just like it's good to build that brand on top of it.
The bigger your show is, the more success it'll bring the artist,
Yeah.
There's more eyes on them.
So it just kind of keeps going. Plus, I really like talking to people and getting their perspective on life and how they see things. You know, it's just part of me. I don't know what it is. I just like to know more from people's background and their perspective and why how they see life, because I feel like, you know, it's just like if you think about like Avatar, Last Airbender, like Uncle Iroh and everything. He just said he got to learn things from all elements. It's not just one thing. It becomes very like rigid and stale. You know, it's good to be refresh yourself with new information and new perspectives. Otherwise, how are you going to figure out all the issues and find solutions to those issues throughout life? You know,
That makes sense.
it all comes with collaboration.
That's why I like animes, bro, because most of the time they're pushing a message just of like getting out of a situation, trying to make yourself better, or like trying to overcome where you want to go. What's up?
Oh no, I'm just checking the time. I don't mean, I'm
Overcome
still
where
listening.
you're trying to go, you know, like I think that's what it's about, you know, pushing that image. I know they got a whole lot of other stuff going on in it, but like the main messages, like from like Naruto, from like Baki, from One Piece, it's always like an individual who's got this huge dream and doesn't stop no matter what kind of obstacles they run into. Be some like huge monster they run into, and they still fight it and fight their way through it. And like they run into friends, you know, that's gonna help them along the way. That's why I rock with anime when I do watch it.
Yeah.
So that's the story that I like. So.
Would you say you became more selective what anime you watch and everything? Or have you kind of
Yeah,
like
in general, yeah, with anything.
Yeah.
Anything I watch, not just anime, you know?
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just different because as a kid, you know, they had Toonami, so it's like they just kind of showed you that way, and it's like, oh yeah, I like this show. Oh, I like this show, but it's like now it's like yeah, the internet is like there's like a bunch that just goes forever and everything. And it was just like one of the main things. One thing I noticed like going through a lot of these anime is like how the protagonist kind of carries himself. It's like for Goku's sense, it was like he always challenged himself and always like look forward to get stronger and everything, despite what he had inside him was like more extraterrestrial and he didn't understand it to an extent. But he still like pretty much harnesses that power to pretty much like protect his friends and so on and save the world many times and everything. So, but even like talking about like discrimination too, how they treated the Saiyan race and everything, how they literally genocide them because
There's
they
like real messages inside of these cartoons.
Yeah, I feel like that's why a lot of
Simpsons.
Yeah, that's why I feel like a
Predicting
lot.
all this stuff.
That's how I feel like a lot of black kids relate to Goku a lot, because like, you know, you don't even realize till you get older. Like, dude, this guy was discriminated, said he was trash and everything, fought hard, worked hard to really like set himself and establish himself, and he still remained humble and gentle throughout. You know, I feel like for a lot, we kind of look up to people who are more like, you know, very prideful, braggadocious, and that's kind of said like, oh, this is what you got to be. You got to.
People really in the trenches putting in the work.
Yeah.
That's normally how it go, right?
Yeah, I just feel like humility is a very golden thing to really master as an individual. You know, I feel like that really kind of, that really, how can I say, that really sets the foundation for your success. The humility to understand, like, I need to challenge myself. I need to do better type stuff. I feel like that really helps really, you know, authorize that success in a sense. So it's like when it comes to like anime and everything, I know you mentioned Baki and everything. What about Baki and like the anime that you really really like, that you find like in a sense, like what really draws you to those type of animes, like the ones that you like?
Well, like I just said, bro, just that whole storyline of like overcoming obstacles, of making sure that you know you got the right people around you to get to where you're trying to go. You know, just staying focused on the goal. Like with the music and stuff now, like I told you, I took like the hiatus, and then I could feel it in me. I was like, all right, it's time to start recording again. But I don't know, I was in a place where like I had kind of removed myself from a lot of my connections. So I was like, all right, how do I get back into this? Do I want to go the same route that I already took, or like what route do I want to take? So sometimes you just got to put it out into the universe and start putting people around you. So I ran into my boy Ty, Sound of Charlotte on Instagram.
Oh, dope.
He's a awesome producer, artist as well, and I've been working with him. He's been getting me right in the studio.
Yeah.
So you know, after that, like it's more visuals on these songs, and to like push that message out there. So to relate it back to anime, that's what it is. You know, I got a goal in mind. I got people around me that I want to make sure has the same mindset of that same goal for themselves. We mutually benefit each other to get on.
And so you would say that collaboration is a very important element, very essential element to your success in a sense.
Everybody's success, man.
like some of the funniest stuff. I'm trying to think. What was that rapper? I literally forgot his name. I feel so bad for forgetting because it's like
B.O.B. or something?
no, it wasn't B.O.B. B.O.B. hasn't said anything since the said that the world
Nah,
was
he just
flat.
dropped this song recently. I heard it on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What's that rapper? I'm gonna look up rapper that has show Vince Staples.
Old rapper.
Hold on,
This
not
is
old
like
rapper.
25 or 26
No,
or
not
something.
not. I don't
I think
say
it's some old head like Joe Budden or something.
no. I'm just like I'm talking about like an interview and everything. Yeah, Vince Staples. Yeah, in an interview that Vince Staples was talking about in regards to like Drake and Kendrick. It's just I feel like we put way too much emphasis on like two like black artists going against each other and everything. Although people point that Drake is like biracial or whatever, like so was Malcolm X's mom and everything. It doesn't make her any less black or whatever.
This is different, bro. It's not like some
Yeah.
dudes are just beefing over like
Yeah.
a female. I mean, could possibly be it, but like I feel like me personally to talk about it since I'm here on this episode. What I think is like Kendrick is like regulating the industry right now. Kendrick's been saying it for years, like I'm on top, I'm big dog, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then Drake got hurt by it.
Even though
Sneak
all
dissing.
rappers think they're the best though. Like
It's a part of the culture, right? These
it
rapper
really
coaches.
is.
But Drake gets hurt by it, starts throwing sneak shots, sneak shots, sneak shots. And then finally, like, Drake's not clean. So, I guess he pushed the wrong buttons or flexed the wrong way. Kendrick comes out and just openly does it in such a egregious way.
That is true.
And then all these other rappers come out the woodwork. That's not a surprise, bro.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yeah, but it was just like it was just kind of getting tired because everybody was like getting on Drake's dick after a while. Like it was like a 1 versus 1 issue, and then now everybody's coming out with a diss track against this dude. Like y'all all I
Who
know.
else did?
I know Rick Ross, Kendrick, and it was some other people I recall. Who was the other people outside of Kendrick?
I don't know.
And Rick
About
Ross.
and Kendrick.
Weekend.
Yeah.
The
What was
Weekend.
The whole
The
future.
Weekend.
yeah, but the Weeknd and Drake didn't have issues.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
because he used to be a part of OVO too and everything, you know. Yeah, which is understandable because Drake used to he never really took care of OVO. That's one thing I noticed,
There's a
bro.
documentary about that.
Like I would hate to be on OVO. Like I make McConan, or wasn't that another artist that was on OVO, and he used to work with Quentin Miller. Like I don't know. I feel like if Drake really, what's one thing? That's the only issue I have with Drake is like, bro, it's just like you really could have made OVO into something. Like
OVO sweatshop.
yeah, like it's just that's really bad. Like it's like sometimes I think like, bro, if he would have really just collaborated more with Quentin Miller, The Weeknd, and then even Exodus and Tentacion, because they even said he even kind of bit off his style a little bit with that one song and everything before he passed. It's like if you would have just if you was so intrigued by a lot of these different styles, he should have just gave him a bigger platform to really show this style. Oh, this is what OVO sound is about. Is that this is what Drake sounds like? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like, and then you could hop on the remix, and then
I
it would
haven't
get
heard one like OVO tape, you know? Like
yeah.
How Travis Scott like the Cactus Jack Boys tapes.
Yeah, or OF or Odd Future.
ASAP Rocky, ASAP Mob, all that. You never
Yeah, but
heard none of
ASAP
that.
Mob, it was mostly just Ferg and Rocky though.
What do you mean? There's an Ant. There was Smokey Margella. There's a bunch of dudes. You had to listen to it.
Yeah,
The Cozy tapes. I mean, of course, Cardi. You know, Cardi be click hopping, but Cardi was on that tape too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like things like that, dude. It's just that's why I love J. Cole and how he brought up like Dreamville, bro. Because it's like even though like okay, he's like the biggest face on Dreamville, obviously, but it's like it kind of feels like how like Kawhi Leonard was on like the Raptors and everything, and like after Kawhi Leonard, everybody was like the second best player basically. So it's just like they all just kind of balanced out. So it didn't feel like there was just Kawhi Leonard on the Raptors that beat the team, even though that when he was on the team they won the championship. But it felt
Was
like
Siakam on that team?
yeah, Siakam was on that team. He's not on it anymore. Is he on the Pacers now? Who was he on?
Yeah, on the Pacers.
Yeah, he's on the Pacers now.
He just gave him 149 million.
Oh yeah, it's just like but I love that team, bro. That Toronto Raptors 2019 team, bro.
They got lucky, bro.
Yeah, that other team did get. Well, they're going up against the Warriors, right? Or what they going up against?
No, the team quiet up against Philly when Kawhi hit that shot on Embiid. It was just like boom, boom, boom. Crazy.
Hey, either way, I like how they played, bro. I don't care, bro. They're really, they're very cohesive. But back on subject matter at hand, though, it's just like, I feel like Drake doesn't help his case when the whole OVO is just people who just kind of worked for him.
And no one's come out to defend him.
Yeah.
That's another thing, bro.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he kind of shot himself in the foot.
Except for like Drake stands, all the people obsessed with him.
If he would have won the route where it's just he actually tried to like really bring up the people he put on
Right,
features
yeah.
like Block Boy JB and everything, like Look Alive, Look Alive. Like even though like Block Boy JB's from a completely different like from freaking like Memphis and everything, which is actually where Drake's father's from. Keep in mind, so like there's kind of a connection right there too. But it's like he could have really made this up to really kind of help these artists like elevate.
And I think we really about to see a different side of Drake with all this coming out. He really gonna act like he don't care.
Yeah, do you think he might quit rap? I think he might just say fuck it.
He just signed that crazy deal. He gotta make music.
He gotta make
They
music.
own him, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's just like
I just don't know what he can put out to really take the attention back to him for real.
I feel like people will start to forget it in due time.
Not like us, I hope.
Part of me, yeah, that is like they always play that song, bro, and it hits every time, bro.
It's every time.
I'll be one because it's like when it comes to the whole Kendrick and like Drake situation, I don't want to be like the type to pick sides and everything because it's like they both have great bodies of work and everything, except more's more pop and the one's more like more conscious and things like that, which I really really appreciate in Kendrick's side of things. But at the same token, it's just like amongst them two and J. Cole, I feel like they've really kind of set the standard and everything in terms of just like what an artist can do, and none of them are just like gangbangers or nothing. You know, they're just like me or you. They're just people that just focus on their craft and created something for themselves that a lot of people can respect within their body, or maybe some more than others. I was out there for Dreamville Fest when J. Cole actually made that whole announcement that he was dropping out and everything, and took that whole song off, like the whole diss track that he was doing to Kendrick and everything. And at first, I was like,
he knew what was up, bro. He knew what we didn't know.
Yeah, and it's just he knew it was gonna be. But even at that time, I was like, but then now that I'm getting older, I'm like, he was good to kind of back out of that.
Protecting his peace, man.
Yeah, because it's like they're getting older, bro. Like they're in their 30s, going close to 40s.
Trying to beat somebody.
Over this, like you did this.
Some rap stuff. We all make money,
Yeah, like you did this, you did that. It's like, why would you wait this long to even talk about this? Like,
What do you mean?
Like it's just like, cause they say he's been doing like the whole pedophilia thing, blah 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 thing for like a while, and it's like, why would you wait to like confront him about this or even bring it up? Like I know no holds barred in a rap battle, but it's like, why would you wait so long? Type stuff.
That's like a very, very sensitive topic, bro.
Yeah.
So like you gotta be smart about how you go about it, I guess.
Yeah. Except that when they sip on the track, on the diss track, they don't like us. They don't like us. You gotta make someone catchy.
Certified Lover Boys.
What?
Killed them.
What?
It's just catchy.
It's too catchy, bro. People thought that Kendrick couldn't make a catchy song, but he did. But so yeah, you just can't sleep on Kendrick. But it's like, but back on what Vince Staples even stated though too. I just feel like it's really sad that it's just like like we do all this and we put all our attention to see all this discord go on between two parties and everything, while it's like other genres like country music is thriving now. Like country music, we're living in a time where country music is arguably more popular than hip hop to a certain degree. I fuck with hip hop. That's my go-to thing. But it's just like, but now it's like you look at where country music is going. It has more like there's less guilt going into it. I feel like there's more soul into it. I feel like there's no soul in music like hip hop.
Family friendly, man. That's definitely something kind of tied back to what I was saying about like the message I want to improve. I feel like a lot of our hip hop is just getting real.
Just tired type stuff. And it's just like it's one thing to talk about your set. I killed this person. I do X amount of drugs. I fuck with X amount of girls and everything. But it's like I miss when hip hop used to have like a message and everything.
Like I feel like all the genres of hip hop are getting cleared out, bro, and we're just focused on being the biggest, baddest gangster who does the most drugs and makes the most money. I don't know, bro. It feels weird.
And it's not really the matter of just like what you're going, what message you're putting out. It's just because it all comes down to the executives. Like you don't realize that these executives are like connected with those who own prison system and everything. Like it's all a whole system to put people in prison and influence them to do things stupid that put them in prison because because the music that they listen to. It's like even on the last episode I spoke with Queen Love, it's like it's all programming. No?
So, question: what do you think the exact goals with like country music is? So I feel like big topics with country music would be like what drinking, maybe like partying.
Yeah,
Like,
just having a good time. But really, because their audience wants to party and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's not about there's an agenda with country music, because like we created country music, but it's like now it's represented by when you think about country music, you think about white folk. You think about Randy
who created
Travis.
country music?
Oh, we did Africans.
Africans?
Yeah, slaves did.
I didn't.
You didn't realize we created
I
blues and
know
everything.
blues. Yeah, I can say that for sure. But
Country music as well, man. You know, like in the banjo. You know how the banjo has a little drum and the little strings on it. That was actually inspired by like the slaves and everything. They were trying to recreate the instruments they'll make back home in Africa and everything. So it's just like, long story short, I guess the mess they got wind of it. They liked the music. They started learning the music, and they started trying to make it for themselves. But we've always had hands in like creating country music. It's just now it's just like I guess because we were always trying to make the new fad thing. Like okay, country music this time, then blues this time, then jazz, then R&B, then hip hop. We created rock too, man. Like Jimi Hendrix was one of the best guitarists ever for rock and roll. It's just something to keep in mind and look deeper into. That's why I was like, I don't have the exact names of who created country music, but I know for a fact that we created country music for certain. But it's just like I don't really feel it's much more like an agenda per se. Like, but it's just like you do notice that a lot of it is we don't even notice that it's whitewashed because it's already how can I say when you think about country music that's the first thing you think of. It's like a Randy Travis or whatever or like you think about like country boy.
I think Jason Aldean burning it down.
Yeah.
Burning it down. Like on show.
Yeah, that's why I think it's a good thing that Beyonce wants to bring country music, And
Shabuzi, shout out to him.
And Shabuzi too. Yeah, I was just about to talk about Shabuzi, bro. I missed out on
culture.
Shabuzi. I missed out on Shabuzi at the Roots picnic. I feel so bad because it's good. It's just like to do something different. Just keep authentic to yourself. You don't always have to conform to just being like the tough. I do drugs. I do this. Blah blah blah. You know those little challenges where they be having like people lined up to talk to like a rapper or whatever to see if they're feeling them or not.
Or something.
Yeah, it's like something like that. Like it's like those speed dating things. Like it's kind of like with the balloon things now, but it's like before then they just kind of like line them up and they get like their first impression of them. It's like this one dude just I think Lil Dunk or something like that. It's like he just
Oh, he's related to NBA YoungBoy.
yeah, and then like all he did was just talk about like I do drugs that you could ever imagine. It's like that's their first impression and everything, right? You trying to go with that? Like, why is that seen as like attractive? Why is that seen as like something that just
Just where you from, bro? You should put on where he's from.
and it's nothing to hold against them because I don't want to like roast anybody for like how their lifestyle is or whatever because it's just like like nobody's perfect, but it really does says a lot that for our community, it's like that's like the standard. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's like promoted.
it's promoted
in
so
our
much.
community so much more than the other communities, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause, like with Big Pharma and stuff, people on opioids, it's more than people that look like us, It's everybody.
Yeah.
But in our community, our music, we push it the
We
most.
push it the most. We glorify it, and it's just like it's becoming very obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's not even subtle.
That's all it is. Like when you have a rap song coming on, you know what you about to hear.
Yeah, and it's just
So,
like
I mean,
just like
a few seconds ago, I was just talking about Future High, but like that's what real push.
and,
It's just I don't know.
and some people can differentiate from it, and it's just like, but there's some people who can't. Like Juice WRLD when he passed away, and that's all. Then Future was his favorite rapper, and he died of an overdose. Like his life was cut short because of that. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. But like now you're starting to see like the effects now.
Didn't see any effects, bro.
And it's just like it's becoming more and more apparent that hip hop is starting to lose like what made it hip hop. You know what I mean? Like it was supposed to we're supposed to use hip hop as like a step on to inform people like in society. What's going on. They kind of in a sense broadcast what was going on, all the issues within the hood that was going on and everything. And it's like that's why movies like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society are also important, although they do push violence or whatever. But it gives you a mirror to kind of just see like, dude, this is going on, and we need to focus and do something to like reverse this or try to like prevent this more, as opposed to that's cool, I want to do that. Like it's just like why are so many young black men lives cut short? Why are so many young black men have to spend eternity and
Hey,
press.
we can talk about locally too, man. I don't know what's going on. I feel like someone's dying out here every day.
Yeah, and it's like it could be
Like
your
gun
sibling.
violence.
It could be your sibling. I try to pray for my brother so often, bro, because it's just like you never know. You never know. You never know. You want to go to a little situation, like a little like a party or whatever. Somebody shooting it up. I mean, at this point, we would be like, I want to go to the white parties, like where it's more safe. But it's just like but it's just, I just hate that it has to be like our fault. I feel like because we've done so many wonderful things, like invented so many things. We were pretty much written in the fabric of history of doing so many wonderful, beautiful things. Yeah, it's just like we're setting the standard where it's like, oh, this is cool, you know. And yeah, there was once a point where we would get lynched for reading. Like even getting law knowledge was seen as like dangerous, and it is still now. And it's like we don't even advocate that.
It was wild, like, cause I like mafia like stuff, right? The mob. I like
You play Mafia games?
documentaries on that. I mean, kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I just finished Mafia. It's like the definitive one. It's a dope ass game.
And like you look at like how they lived, like the violence that they brought to their communities and stuff. Like you don't think they like learned from that, like whether it's like the CIA or whoever learned like how they did it within their communities, and like when it came to like the '70s and '80s and the black communities, like and food, just put that into our community. Like it's like a science to this shit, how to fuck up with people, you know? Like
And a lot of these criminal organizations, like whether it's the Italian mob or the triads, they're all organized. And even like one person from the triad even pointed out, like it's just like like we got all the tools, but we never organize. We're never organized like how we used to. When it comes to a lot of things. And like by now, it's like why aren't these record labels being owned by people that look like us? Why are they being owned by people who seek out I don't want to go against it, say like okay, a sexy red or whatever. And I ain't against her, like her songs. I mean, I don't listen to it like that, but it's just like like they're apparently catchy. People like them. Whatever, get your money. I'm cool with it. But you start to notice like there's other wonderful black female artists too that get like no shine at all, and it's just like because they don't shake their ass, they don't put out negative messages and everything, and it's like it's so obvious. That's the thing. And if it was like you can have a sexy red here, and you can have also like a really dope rap artist, like female rap artist as well, and everything talking about none, like a Lauryn Hill type figure and everything, and it's like the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was literally like one of the best albums ever, and it's like why are we not trying to seek out that standard? Like why is it so attractive? About SZA? I like her sound. I don't listen to her a whole lot, but it's like I do mess with her sound. I will understand like why people would like mess with her sound and everything, and like all the other girls, Summer Walker and everything.
yeah, she's fire.
Yeah, pretty fire too, and everything. But it's just like
I like Caribou too, out of
Caribou?
Concrete Boys with Lil Yachty.
Oh yeah. I think like her song kind of went viral a little bit too, like 'cause they kept putting it on reels and everything like that. So like the cool thing is I like how a lot of black female artists are starting to be put out there like a Glorilla or a Lotto or whatever. Like they're starting to make. I would even say they're even harder than a lot of male rap artists nowadays because it's like they actually have their own identity in between them, whether if it's negative or positive. They actually know the difference. Whereas like on the male side of things, it's like everybody's trying to do like the same thing, you know. And do you feel like maybe that's our issue in Charlotte, just like a lack of identity and unifying?
I don't know what the issue is in Charlotte. I don't know. I feel like they put on who they want to put on, whoever leads things out here. So if you want to get on, you have to, like, almost have to cater to them or go somewhere else to put on what you want to go on. Or shoot, like go back in the day with it with like SoundCloud, like go the real independent route and just go viral off of like you just put out a funny video to a good song with a funny video and just meshes really well. So
And how do you feel like the future of Charlotte could like flourish? 'Cause I know you mentioned that you really wanted to get to network with more Charlotte artists and everything, and it's just like, do you feel like maybe we probably need to make like a group chat or something like that? Maybe we just need to probably collaborate
more than
more.
just a group chat, that would just be a start. That would just be a part of it. But it'd just be more celebrating ourselves as artists in Charlotte. So more concerts, more events, more things like that. Just promoting unity and celebrating. So
Yeah,
that would be bringing out local vendors. Kind of like what I did with the music circuit. Like bring
yeah.
out more local vendors, have the local artists come out. People people in the community who pull some weight come out, showing good love, positive light on it. So
I feel he would really. A guy named Drew Billions, and they be throwing events called Sharp and Spark and everything.
I know Drew.
Yeah, you know Drew Billions. Yeah, but you haven't met Trey, have you?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay. Well, they collaborate a lot and they make a whole lot of events. I was just at their Charlotte Spark event back in September of last year, and it was at Starlight. It was like a little bar, mini bar, and everything. They had got all the vendings and everything set up and all. And me and Trey, cause we speak about this a lot, we're trying to see if we could set something up to like get like more artists like involved with each other and everything. Cause that's what Atlanta be doing. Like they always collaborate with each other and everything. Like you will see Andre 3000 work with Killer Mike and Big Boy and so on. Just goes off like that. And even Gucci Mane and Jeezy worked together before they even started having issues for a while. Just to end up doing the versus battle some years later and everything.
Which
So
is
it's
savage as fuck.
yeah, and the thing is, like, Charlotte's actually bigger than Atlanta. Not like bigger, like okay, like in terms of like
Size-wise,
cultural, but it's
people
like
and stuff.
yeah, like it's
I think the cool thing about Atlanta, they got a rich history that's been around a while now of just having quality artists, quality art in general, sports, etc. So I think they just built that culture of just being the best over the years and cultivated it and just keep stacking on top of it. And Charlotte just needs that run, you know. Like we had like artists like the Baby,
Yeah.
like his whole group, you know, $1 Billion Baby, going through, and then
Luke.
Luke, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Luke's a good one.
Luke.
And who else? It was the baby, Luke, and who? I know there's another. There's a couple other ones too. Like, but like all the time I know like local like 10 Cell Phones isn't local.
Yeah, 10 Cell Phones.
But
He's not local.
He's not local. Like, but he
I
is
seen
from
him
Charlotte.
at a fest not too long ago.
Okay, cool. Shout out to 10 Cell Phones. Since I don't know all these songs off the top of my head, but I do recognize like when people are grinding and everything. I'm like, yeah, he's working hard and stuff.
I remember he had, I think it was on his IG, I think he had like these gun holsters for sale or something like that. He was advertising them. I thought it was dope.
I need to
It was
get him
different, you
on
know.
pod somehow.
Hit him up, I'm sure, bro.
Definitely to
Give him some reason to come through.
definitely to consider it for sure. But beyond like artists, like I know like Tiani's Rose, that's one. You of course, and even though it's just like it's just like we're still like kind of still trying to build
I'm
stuff for
quiet
ourselves.
right now, but when
Yeah,
I pop out,
it's
when I
coming by
pop
the
out, it's
20.
me for sure, bro.
2020 is gonna be dope, bro. With Charlotte artists, I feel like this
2025.
I feel like there's a dope change that's coming, like really in Charlotte in particular. I feel like the 2020s could definitely be like the decade where we really start growing into ourselves, you know, because a lot of people do move here and we got a lot of things building here, you know, from architecture, all types of apartment buildings setting up just for other people to move in. And just even the artistry too, like I know
Let
like
me, can I say something real quick?
yeah, sure.
And with that being said, bro, like it doesn't always have to be music. Someone's goal. It doesn't always have to be like some type of art, bro. Like getting the infrastructure, getting the business, getting the finance, bro. Like literally, I think Charlotte's like the biggest finance capital outside of like New York, like right now. And so it's like, bro, like get in there, like get your bag in that. Like it doesn't always have to be music.
Of course, but we could definitely get into filmmaking as well. That's what I'm saying. Like it could be a whole lot
to
of
tag
things.
team on that as well. Like I was just saying, like when I pop out, like we really drop my stuff, like it's gonna be big with like the film. Like my music when I release is gonna be kind of different. That's why I'm pushing all that right now. But then when I drop it to like YouTube and stuff like that, it's gonna be more about the visuals, and that's really gonna push forward what I'm trying to exemplify to people, what I want people to understand.
Yeah.
You get where I'm going with that?
Yeah, no, guys, I know a guy who shoots videos and everything. I'm trying to hit him up once I started dropping music as well. He's Liberian as well. I had him on the podcast a while ago with my other friend who's Liberian and everything because he just brought him along and everything. And he also shoots video and he's really really good. Like, he's straight out of Liberia, but it's like he's really good at making videos and everything. Not saying like that it's correlated with anything, but it's just like I feel like really like once you're really passionate about something, you'll make something happen, make some shit. Like look at it right now, like this is a 152nd episode of this podcast, and now I literally got it set up now and everything. And it's just like sometimes you just gotta take a step back and just replan and just kind of set that in motion.
Bro. Good reset.
I mean, in a sense, it is kind of a reset, but it's just like at the same time, it's just like you gotta be very intentional about what you want to get done and how you want to get it done. You know, it's just like I always had a vision for like how I wanted it set up, even though it's like I'm not sure it was gonna be set up like this or whatever. But I just want to blow up the logo and everything so people can be able to be like, okay, I recognize that logo. Right? I've seen that before.
It's a great logo.
Yeah, thank you.
How'd you come up with this?
Oh no, I just saw it and it's just like from someplace. I think it was like Pixar or something like that. I'm like that's kind of cool. Like trippy. But then I'm thinking, this would make like a pretty dope logo for something. It's like, you know what? Maybe a podcast. And then it's just like I just put on my vision board. And I just kind of been focused on doing it ever since. And now here we go.
It's a great logo, great name.
Yeah. I just really wanted to like blow up like for real, just so I could be able to help artists in Charlotte as well and everything, you know. And have I sent you the playlist yet of all the other artists?
That you done the podcast with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the playlist.
Oh, okay, okay. So you actually look through the playlist and everything. Yeah, so it's just stuff like that. It's just like I feel.
Yeah, Kendrick on there.
Huh?
Yeah, Kendrick on there.
Yeah, Kendrick. Yeah. Where he's in Ohio, right? Or where's he at? Colorado.
I think so.
Yeah. How long is he gonna be there? Is he just like a?
I'm not sure how long.
Yeah, man. I was really wanting to collaborate with him too, but he just bounced and just went to a whole different town.
I had an opportunity, jumped on it.
Yeah, it's just I feel like we could still work together. You don't have to be in the same.
Yeah, exactly. Bro. It's 2024. Jump on a Zoom call, man.
Yeah, Zoom calls. Yeah. Which I've done like a lot of interviews on Zoom calls as well, and everything. But it's just like But I feel like for Charlotte's case, it's just I feel like we lack identity. I feel like that's the real biggest thing. It's like we lack like a
What we're known
face.
for, right?
Yeah, not just being known for it, because even like the baby, that's why I was always like supportive of the baby, because regardless of what he's doing or whatever, what antics, it's just like it's just he's being authentically himself, and I feel like we need to really respect that a little bit more than we give him credit to do so.
I definitely got respect for the baby.
Yeah, I got respect too, dude. It's just like people trying to mess with beat his ass, like what, it's just. Off the jump, he's not going behind people's ear or whatever, talking behind people's back or trying to screw people over type stuff. You never hear anything like that. But it's just like, even like with a lot of the controversies, like the whole concert situation, where it's just like literally.
Where he spoke his mind.
No, he didn't speak his mind. He said something like what they say at HBCU, like parties and everything. Like if you weren't in the parking lot, so they raise their hand up, something like that. It's just like it was whatever. People thought he was attacking homosexuals like that, but it's really just things people say to hype of the crowd type shit. Like it's really not that big a deal. So that's what I saw. But then everybody just kind of attacked him, and then he was like blacklisted.
That definitely knocked him down a peg, bro.
Yeah, like a whole lot. But I mean, I wish he didn't do it because it's like we know what kind of era we're in right now. You can't just say whatever you want, however you want to, and everything. And it's just like, on top of that, with the whole baby mama drama, fighting her brother and everything, it just, and then
that's any relationship.
And then the shooting at Huntersville too. It's like I don't blame him at all because like he is. I feel like it's like the first time anybody was really put from Charlotte was kind of put on that pedestal for a while, And I feel like he managed it a lot better than a lot of other people would have,
Like I don't know what it's like to be that talking.
Yeah, really.
People all in your stuff, always testing you, trying to test like what you saying is real.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know.
Stand on it.
I don't know how J. Cole does it and everything. Like literally, he's so out the way.
Bro, that's the easy to be out the way. That's the easiest thing to do, bro.
And nobody's trying to fight on him or do any type of crazy stuff.
Like, what do you get out of that? Like, what clout do you get off of messing with J. Cole?
Really?
Because that's what they mess with the baby for. All these other rappers, it's for clout. It's rarely ever real beef.
No, really, that clout stuff is a demon for real, bro. Because it's like there was once a time when clout didn't even exist. When you think about it, like
I remember when that word didn't exist.
Really, that's what I'm saying. Like, really, it's so recent, but it's like it dominates so many people's lives. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna start all this drama.
It's a drug, bro.
Just so I can be able to get a little bit of attention, And it's just like
it's a drug for people.
It's just a fatherless ass generation, bro. Because your dad just you're out here just acting crazy just to get attention. He'll slap the shit out of the back of your head. Like, what is wrong with you, man? It's just
that was crazy. The other day, man, I was in a Walmart. I'm not saying like this is like a 100% all the time type of situation, but I'm walking by these kids that was messing around playing with some stuff, and Mama was like, it was Mom and Dad. Mom was like, all right, come on, kids, like let's go, and it was just so respectfully, okay, in unison type shit. And I saw the father was with them. He didn't have to say a word type shit. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like in the same situation, if that's just moms, like I feel like those kids are a little bit more harder to work with. Because they see dad is right there. If I don't listen to moms, I gotta deal with him type deal. So I think when you talk about the whole fatherless thing, that's
there's a lot of that going around. It's all an agenda, man. It's just to put all the masculine men in prison,
Bro, that's another big one, bro. Like they're really trying to knock the masculinity out of people, and you just gotta take a step and realize like who you are, bro.
Yeah, and it's just like, I feel like the most masculine you are, the more people are gonna be against you. And people confuse masculinity with just being domineering.
Or
just
wanting to cause conflict.
Yeah, and it's not even
just who
that.
you are.
It's
That's
really
a big
just
one. A part of my reset as well. Like
yeah,
trying to like just look at who I am as a person. Be like, yo, I shouldn't feel bad that I am this way. You know, like understanding that like of course I'm gonna work to be a better person, but at the same time, do not make myself feel like I'm less than anybody else because I am a certain way. You know.
But it's not even about standing your ground, right? Because there's a lot of you can still walk away from a situation and still be a masculine man, bro. Because it's just like two masculine men aren't gonna just get in a fight and argument for nothing. They have a conversation first to get a perspective on each other, what the issue is, what can we do. Okay, I see where you're coming from, and then you just move on. And where it's just where you walk away, it's really just the effeminate, man. Like it's really a mental thing. It has nothing to do with how strong you got, how many muscles you got, how many guns you got.
You feel like you gotta prove your esteem to somebody
else, or trying to like follow behind other people. It's just like I was never a follower. I was never that type. I just went my own way. And if you want to join in or roll with me, that's fine too. That's just it. But I never was the type to follow. I just support people. Like, if I really respect what they're doing, whatever, I just support them. And if I don't respect, I just leave it alone. Type shit. That's just it. And it's just like there are folk out here who try to like, dominate narratives, spread rumors, talk shit, lie, and everything. And that's just bitch shit. I see it as just bitch shit because no man should ever just sit down and just speak on another man ill out of like jealousy. That's childish. Jealousy is such like a weird emotion because we all feel it to a certain degree, like envy.
It's what you do with that emotion.
Yeah,
it's what you do with it.
It's
if
all
you
the extra
take that jealousy and that envy and you put it into some work to get what you seen and what you want, cool, bro.
Yeah.
But if you take that jealousy and envy and try to go take it from somebody or take someone's life because of it,
yeah, it's weird. It's just like because that's that emotion that's what your father is there. Your father is there to regulate your emotions and help you use logic. That's basically what it does. And I'm so happy I actually have a relationship with my father to the point where it's just like, okay, I can understand or like where you're coming from. Or I learn how to think critically to a certain degree. Even if there's some things I don't agree with what he says, I know how to like, channel that. Like, okay, like might not agree, but we can agree to disagree. Type of stuff. But it's just like they're like a lot of these niggas out here, bro. It's just like they just can't take certain emotional like type. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like they can't take rejection.
Emotional intelligence, bro.
Yeah, they can't take rejection. They become overly obsessive to a certain degree. They always try to get the last word in as opposed to trying to get their point across. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's very counterproductive for society. I feel like there's no people that got more of people like that than like in our people, like black people in general.
I don't know. You can't say that, bro. You gotta experience some other cultures for sure.
Cultures. Maybe it's
bro. I work in sales and I talk to all types of people, bro. Certain cultures are a certain type of way, bro. Like,
okay, well, yeah.
You deal with like people's personalities in society, bro. Like you see for sure. I don't know what you do during the day, but.
Okay, well, yeah, that actually is kind of true. I'll retract my statement because I did go to like through CMS. Like my mom's supposed to be like in Ballantyne area and everything, so I know. But it's like it was just different stage of life, so it's like I guess you just think of it differently, kind of stuff. And like a lot of those kids just end up not doing shit anyway. When they get older, they going in and out of jail, and they always have some type of like security blanket to fall back on. Where it's like a lot of us just had to work a lot harder just to ensure that our people's are straight and everything. And like for instance, like you work in the insurance industry and everything, you would pretty much say it's pretty profitable, especially for you, right?
Yeah, definitely, man.
And you would recommend it to other people as well?
You gotta have a good head on your shoulders. You gotta like sales and talking to people and understanding how conflicting people can be. But yeah, I recommend it.
And like in terms of like, from your day to day and everything, what would you say is like the biggest struggle in terms of like selling insurance?
It's sales, bro. It's just, making the sales happen.
Just hitting quota. Is it like a quota you gotta hit on the day? Or?
Yeah, goals, yeah, that you wanna hit.
Well, what is your goals usually? Like it's like a weekly thing or like a daily thing?
I try to make a sale a day.
One sale a day? Oh, that's really good.
A sale a day.
One sale a day. And then you say like, do you still get paid off that sale like throughout? Like it's like one like, well, this is to keep paying insurance to get like a cut of it.
Commission?
Yeah.
I get commission off of it.
Oh, that's dope.
It's a mix of base and commission.
Okay, so would you say you're more than well off with insurance sales?
Oh, I want to do more than sell insurance.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. I'm not doing insurance for the rest of my life. But yeah, I got me a little bachelor pad uptown.
Oh,
Enjoying myself.
oh, that's cool. Dude got a bachelor pad, y'all. That actually really is cool and everything. Cause I was in the insurance industry for a little bit, but it was like life insurance and everything. You pretty much do the same thing, life
That's not
insurance.
easy. I sell life insurance, but not only life insurance.
What other insurance you sell?
Property and casualty, commercial, farmers insurance.
Farmers insurance. What's farmers insurance?
It's a company.
Your company. So insurance for your company, or?
Correct.
Oh, that's so cool. So it's like, do you have like your own like office space where you just pretty much?
Correct.
Okay, so you don't like work for an organization, basically.
Oh no, I work for the organization.
But just in your own
corporation of
office
farmers
space.
insurance.
Okay, so but do you have to work in a farmers insurance like building or whatever, or you just get your own office?
Yeah, I have a agency owner who owns the agency,
Oh, okay.
and I manage and sell policies in the office.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes I try to get an understanding. Because like when I was working in the life insurance industry, I was basically it's a customer success representative. So basically, all I had to do was just ask like all the basic questions and everything, like your name, what was your birthday, do you have like insurance or whatever? I never no. Was it insurance? No. Do you have? What did they have? What was the other thing?
You're selling life insurance, and if they've got any life insurance policies currently,
Yeah.
and what they're trying to cover with that life insurance, what's the benefit of it, and then you just go through like a needs analysis with them.
Yeah, basically all I had to do was just pretty much ask basic questions to kind of just get a feel of like, like if they were like viable for the insurance we were going to provide them or not. Because I think you had to have certain things situated for yourself before you do so. I was thinking about getting my life insurance license while I was there, but it's like I heard that if you had to get your life insurance from that company, you had to like stick with that company for a while. You couldn't use it anywhere else, type stuff.
I don't know what kind of license that is.
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
If you get a North Carolina license, you can go and do it wherever you want.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good stepping stone, bro. To people who don't want to go to college, who don't know what they want to do, I guess that's a good point to go and get a state licensure or something.
Yeah.
Whether it's insurance or like real estate or like something that continues your education, but you can also make some decent money doing it. It's not like flipping burgers or nothing like that. Respect to the people who are out there flipping burgers, because I love me a Big Mac, I love me a Whopper. I appreciate you. And I've been there before too, so it's all respect.
I mean, it's really there's some other options. One thing I really wanted to get into was getting my Scrum certificate.
I don't know what Scrum is.
Yeah, Scrum is like it's like basically project management, but like kind of broken down for a team. Instead of like one project manager.
Okay.
But you still get like a whole lot of bread off.
What does it stand for?
I don't think the Scrum stands for anything. That's just what they call it, Scrum. I forgot what it was. 'Cause I know I had to go look over like the whole Scrum. They have like a Scrum guide that
What
you
do
look
you do
over.
now for work?
Right now I work for LPL Financial as damn, what was the title? I work for the service enterprises. I'm like a service professional basically. So it's like since I work with a lot of financial advisors, basically they're just calling to get pretty much some updates regarding like forms, or they want to make like a certain edit. I basically handle with new accounts, just like setting up accounts. I don't really set it up. The financial advisor set it up. Sometimes there's just certain type of forms you have to sign off of, whether if it's a trust account or like an UTMA account. What UTMA is pretty much just for like people reach a certain age, and if they pass away, they want to pass it on. No, not if they pass away, but if they have like a minor less who's supposed to get a certain amount of money, but they're waiting to get a certain age, like 21 or 18 or whatever, then they kind of have to like disclose the money to them, type stuff, and they just keep adding the money in the account until then. And it's just stuff like that. So it's just basically I just show them like the forms or what they didn't sign. There's a lot of mistakes people make. Even in the financial field, that you would be surprised at mistakes people make. But sometimes they forget to sign a document, or they just forget to upload certain documents like a form of ID or whatever. I just gotta check it out to ensure what issues is wrong with that document to kind of get it like corrected, basically. So it's just like more maintenance type stuff. Yeah, so it's just like that's just kind of what comes with it.
How long is it going for?
I think we haven't got to hit an hour yet, right?
You're just about there.
Oh, just about there. Okay, we gotta probably wrap it up just a couple minutes. Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of hopping all types of like topics and everything. I know we spoke about anime a little bit, speaking about society a little bit, even like Charlotte and networking. But in closing and everything, where do you see yourself in 5 years around this music thing?
Man, I don't know. Like never really had a goal of being like no Drake or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Being like the biggest artist in the world, bro. I just want to be respectable. I want to be able to, you know, be respectable. You know, just also get into like more film and directing. You know, event, planning, promoting, management, things like that.
Just basically just want your hobbies to just kind of like just take over.
Yeah,
Basically just kind of you don't want to be like work just to be work.
Right,
And just
right.
trying you want to just work to fund these hobbies so that
Right.
your hobbies can be profitable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can relate to that heavy. I
Exactly.
feel like a lot of people just want to do that, because nobody wants to just do and work for other people all the time. It's like although you be thankful for the job that you have, it's better off to just live.
I'm not trying to, like, I don't. If music does become my main source of income, that would be a blessing. But it's not.
Yeah, music being my main source of income, I was never really 100% sure. It would be
like
a great
entertainment in general, because music, not just music, but entertainment in general.
Really, I just want music to fund my other hobbies. I want my hobbies to kind of fund each other. I do podcasts that funds like this,
Yeah.
and they'll fund this, and I want to go into this.
Wait, that sounds like it's your main thing, though. But that's how it goes.
It's just a complete cycle of things. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just true freedom. I just want to be free. I just don't feel like just living in a cubicle forever until your back hurts, and then just be like, well, here's a watch.
Yeah, here's a watch.
That doesn't seem.
There's 30,000 in a trust, or not trust, but whatever you call it when they pay you out.
401k.
401k, yeah. There's 30,000 in a 401k. It'll last you 6 months.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just feel like retiring at 60 and then just having like 10 or 20 years to live on top of that, and then you're already old and you can't do a whole lot anyway. It just doesn't seem like something I want to attribute to. But can't really speak on the next person. Yeah, that's just pretty much it for this episode of the Mental Threads podcast. Do you have any final words you want to go off to the audience before we go on?
Man, it's Leo Era. I appreciate y'all listening in, tuning into the Mental Threads podcast. It's a blessing. I appreciate you having me again, Tony. Yo, go listen to my music. Leo Era, all platforms is out there. I just dropped a project called Lit. Before that, we got Magic Woman. Before that, we got Leo Era Reborn and a bunch of singles in between. Just follow the social media stuff we got going on. A bunch of videos, visuals are coming. So just tune in, lock in. It's gonna be cool, bro. And I'm looking for some artists to work with too. To promote what we got going on. Some like-minded individuals. So
yeah, we can definitely get that set up, man. There's plenty of artists in Charlotte that you wouldn't believe that you would actually get along with. We all just want to see each other grow. Real true artists really want to see other artists grow.
Yeah.
All the haters, it just
the good artists. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
I want to see the good artists put on get the respect they deserve.
Yeah, for real. We can definitely get that situated. Now you got this whole studio. You never know who else you might want to collaborate with here. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. I'll see what you got going on, bro. Good luck to y'all. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's it for the Mental Threads podcast. We sewn in and we're sewn out.
Sewn in, sewn out. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. That's how I said